Well, hello YouTube, Lisa here again. 4:30, 4:23 in the morning Central Time here, and it is April the 27th, Monday. My niece is wanting me to, I'm just kind of antsy. I've been working on her graduation dress, so I've been up quite a while, but she had mentioned that she wanted some tunics like this. And as we roll over, it won't allow me to save the image unless I took a picture of the whole page. But as we roll over, we notice that at the collar it does have a band. So we do need to do a convertible collar with a band. Now this is a front placket, and then it was put on the fold line at the center front. This is going to be quite long. It's going to go about 6 inches below the hip line. It's going to have inseam pockets, and we're going to try and make that curvature to show the pocket a little bit more on the outside to give that little styling and add that little tab. On the sleeves, I think what I'm going to do is just a roll-up sleeve and then attach that tab to allow her to keep it rolled up permanently like that. Now, what we're going to end up doing, and this is going to be a long sleeve in case she wants to wear it, she could just roll it up into a cuff as a long sleeve, because she is in Colorado and it does get cold. Shirt tail hem. So what we're going to be doing is, I'm using my own pattern here just to play around and see how I need to modify this. I've gone into just the basic style with no closure because I want this on a fold line. And it's just the jewel neck. I went into the collar. First thing I did was to select my convertible collar, and then where's my band? Yes, collar band. With the center back, let's take this to maybe a 2. Oh, that's the collar band with the center back. No, I don't want that. Okay, back. I want that at 1. And then the collar at center back is at 2. And then you fold it over. I think that's right. Let's go back and look at it. Center back, 2 inches. You fold it over and you only get a 1 inch. Okay, so let's make that wider. Let's go with maybe a 3 inch. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay, and then we went into the sleeve because we do want a long sleeve and we want it set in. Now if you look at this, it did not have any ease on the sleeve. That's perfectly set in, so we're going to take this ease down to less than 1 inch. That I have found allows me, with finagling and basting it in and easing it, that allows a smooth inset. So we'll do that. Now we want to keep this kind of loose down here. We don't want this real tight, so I think maybe we want to set in sleeve. It's not allowing me to change the, let's do no cuff. Yeah, okay, let's go down here and change this maybe to an 8.5. So then we're going to go into a roll up, and each of these 2 inches is fine. So it's going to be 2 inches from here to here, and here to here, and here to here, I think. Let's look at it. That line right there is 2 inch. 2 inch, 2 inch. Okay, I was correct. All right, so we've got all that. We do want a wrist length sleeve. Let's go in, and we're putting an inseam pocket in. Details, we are doing a shirt tail. Now the settings, of course, because I have to go and make some changes here, seam allowances are at 0. Now this is fairly loose fitting. It's not real tight, so we might want to take this down to maybe a 3.5 inch. And then I'll leave it at 1.5 in the waistline. That still gives it some curvature. Maybe I can make it a little bit bigger in the waistline. Take some of that curve out. About 2.25. I'll bet that'll work. Now, blouse length. This will give her, let me just get into her chart right fast and show you. If you need to look at charts, it's going to be just in your C drive. Summaries. Scroll. Okay. Roslyn fit garment. It's one of these. Let me get my preview going. Neck to waist, center back length 16.5, and she has really a long hip drop. It's like about 12, she said. So if we have 16 to 26, let's do this at 30 maybe. Now I might, wrong one. No, that's about right. It does like cover her rear end. Her hip line is right here. Right in there. So it does end up covering the rear end. I think that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and save this. Okay, let's open it in Pattern Editor. Zoom out a little bit, and we're going to get the front. And copy him. Okay, I'm kind of confused here. And we're going to ungroup it. Alright, how long do we want that placket? I think it will hit actually below the bust point. This is our bust point. Let's zoom window in through here. This is our bust point right here. If we put a line, excuse me, from this point, right click, control key, go over. I'm going to scoot it out just a little bit more. Then we know that's the bust point. Let's zoom previous and do a quick measurement from maybe, let's just see what it is from here to here. That's 7 inches down. Okay, let's do it 9 inches down. So we're going to zoom in here. Locate point. I'm going to select this object, and I'm going to right click up here at this dot, and I'm going to put 9 inches. Alright. I actually probably should do it at 8. Let's take that back and do it at 8. I don't want to get too far down from the bust point. Locate point here. Let's do 8. Okay, that looks good. We can get rid of this baby too. what we're going to do, this goes on the fold. Let's go ahead and place our symbol. Vertical, we had a 30-inch, so let's do 25. Okay, let's kind of scunch him over in place. Oh, come here, you silly thing. All right. Here's what we need to do. Let's get him down out of my way for a minute. He will be in the way. We are going to go in 1 inch on this. I'm estimating that this placket is about 1 inch wide. And it looks, if you look at the very top where that collar band is attached to the placket on her right side, the buttonhole side, I think you can tell that this placket was stitched onto a cutout right in through here. So that's what we're going to try. I want to come down here first, and I want to do a line. It's going to start from here, right click, control over, and I want to do 1 inch. This, I'm going to change CH style, because this is going to be my stitching line. Okay, now let's zoom previous. I'm going to make another line from right click on that point, control up, and just tap to place. And once again, I'm going to change this line style to indicate that it is a stitching line. That keeps my visual reference in place. Now, let's zoom out a little bit, and I want to go ahead and add my seam allowances, which in this case I'm going to keep at 3/8. So let's do an offset of 0.375. I'm going to pull this guy over here and this guy here. Let's escape. I want to intersect this line to this and this line to this. That broke this right here. I want to intersect this line to this, and that broke that in here. So let's capture these texts and pull them down here where they need to be. Okay, so we need to go ahead and intersect this line with this line, and this line with this line, and then this line with that line. Remember, this is your fold, so then you can go ahead and offset 0.625 for the rest of the garment. Okay, what's going on? Alright, the space key's not working on me. I don't understand what's going on here. This is annoying me. Sorry, I'm hacking today. Okay, we're just going to put a shirt tail hem in, so we could do a 1/2 inch. When I put a shirt tail hem in, I kind of like to leave it at 5/8, or I will sometimes even do a 3/4 and turn it under 3/8 and 3/8. 1/4 inch hems are difficult for me to manage. So if I'm going to do a 1/4 turn hem, which is a baby hem, then first of all I'm going to stitch it under 3/8, cut it down, and then stitch it under a 1/4. That's the way I have to do it in order to get them to lay nice and flat. So in this instance, I think I'm going to go ahead with a 5/8 and just leave it there. Alright, now we can get rid of him. This we need to shrink. And that is going to be our scale tool. I want to shrink it. I do not want to shrink it proportional. I only want to shrink it vertical by like about 20%. Let's zoom out. Let's see how, yep, I think that worked. Just drag him up to there. And zoom selected. No, not quite. SZ. Scale, we're going to shrink him another 10%. That work? Looks like it did. Now we still need to offset here and here. See, now it's working. Now we can go some intersecting in through here. And that looks okay. I'm not going to mess with that. Down to here and down to and over to here. Now these little jogs in the waistline, they are always intersected. I think I actually need a line there instead of an intersection. Oh, that'll be okay. Sometimes I like to do the diagonal because that's the way they draft it, and it does leave less bulk in the seam area when you do your cross seams. So I understand why. But for matching purposes, it's sometimes difficult for me to get a good match, especially on a princess seam. I'm going to do this guy to here, and him to him. Now I think what I'm going to do, because I'm kind of running low on ink, I'm going to go in here and change these lines to dotted lines so I can see all my stitching lines. And that'll save me some ink. Okay, so that's done. Now, the next thing we have to do, we know that we need a placket 1 inch wide. How long is this line right here? That line is 8.304, and then we need to add the 3/8 seam allowance in. 8.304 plus 0.375. 8.679. That is going to be the distance from here, I'll bet. No, we're going to measure from here to here. See if I was right. 8.85, 8.679. That's fine. Let's do a 9-inch placket. Okay, so we know we needed 1 inch wide. We are also going to, let's just go ahead and do it like this. We need a line this way, straight across, 1 inch wide. I need a line that's going to intersect here and go straight down 9 inches. We're going to take these two and we're going to group them. We're going to make a copy, and then we're going to flip it horizontally That was vertically. And then we're going to flip it horizontally. Now we're going to ungroup and ungroup this. We're going to grab this, both of these, and we're going to hit the align tool, AL. Click or snap to the first point, on the second point, on the first point, and on the second point. Zoom previous. Now all those are lined up. So this is all of our stitching line. Now let's offset with a 3/8 inch cut line. Offset 0.375. Now I made it intentionally long so we can have some room at the top to work with and cut off. It doesn't matter if you have an extra ½ inch, or if you, even if you made this 12 inches to give yourself room, it doesn't matter, so long as you have the extra room. And I might go ahead and drag these two up. Come on. Drag them up another 0.375. Okay, that didn't work. I want to get in there and look. It didn't look like it worked. Maybe it did. Almost. Okay, let's get out of there and do a line. I want to pull it up another 1 inch. Now let's put these up there. Come on. I want this guy at the bottom of it, so let's line him up there. Alright, now that looks pretty good. This guy can go away, and then we want to intersect here to here. That gives me plenty of wiggle room. Now I'm going to want to cut 4 pieces of this. I don't understand why that's not connecting up. That did. Okay. It's fine with me. Okay, let's put some text in. Okay. I'm going to rotate that. And we need to put a grain line in. Laptop finger fumble. Alright, that's 9 inches down. Let's do a 7 inch. Exit, escape key, and let's zoom out. A couple more intersections. That one didn't grab, did it? I think I'll go to bed after this. Okay, let's group this up. Get him over here. Let's zoom out a little bit and we'll group this front piece. Alright, let's zoom all. We did the front, so this is the back, the sleeve, the collar, the band, the pocket. And here's the facings. All of that needs to be copied down here. And we're going to change, we're going to ungroup and change. Ungroup. All of this is going to be changed except this, this, and this. I'm going to leave those lines solid, but the rest of this is going to change to stitching lines. Save myself some ink. Alright, now we're going to go in and offset. 0.625. That's going to be on everything. We don't need 3/8 inch seam allowances on anything else. Just that front placket. And then of course we have to go in and do our intersecting. You really probably wouldn't have to. You could probably get away with not doing it and just know where it is. Now I don't, oh, I shouldn't have changed that one, should I? Okay, that's okay. We can go back and fix it. Told you it's late. I had a hankering for conies, don't know why. Just did. So we stopped at the Walmart. Yes, our Walmart was one of the ones that was closed. So now we have to go to the neighborhood market, which does not have what we want. They don't have any freezer paper. I'm going to have to go 8 miles north to the Walmart in the next city north, which is Owasso. And they've got a super center, but their the entrance and exit to the highway is kind of weird. Now both of these are placed on the fold, I do believe. Yes. Okay, zoom previous. I'm still going to have to mess with that pocket though, aren't I? Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to figure out a curvature on the front of the shirt for that pocket. I'm going to look at that a little bit before I decide on what to do. I think I'll just append this video when I decide to do something, when I decide what I want to do. This doesn't need to be changed, this doesn't need to be changed, and that one didn't need to be changed. Or this one, or this one. Zoom selected. Kind of want to get in a little bit and look at these. Okay. You kind of have to go down to one and then not hit apply and then take it back up to the other one because it was defaulted at a solid line. Okay, let's do some intersecting. I know this is boring. Fast forward through it. I certainly would. But this is what we do. Get this much done. Wrong. I'm going to try something else. That's not working. Okay, let's try right click again. Okay, let's try right click here to here. And let's try here to here. And here to here. That worked. Alright, that can be grouped. If I can catch them all. Group. And then intersections. And we're going to have to move the text around so it's all in there. Pull you over here. I got a Weezer cat. He's a Weezer. He's a Weezer. Weezer sneezer. That didn't work. This is where I could probably use a diagonal. Let's try this again. That worked. Alright, now we can group this. Oops, no we can't. There's some intersecting right here, I think. Looks kind of odd. That's better. Okay, now we can group it. Alright. Pocket. Let's go ahead and intersect here to here. Here to here. And here to here, and here to here. And cat snores. He actually snores. We'll do some intersecting in through here. Okay. One more. Group. Now, I don't understand how they do their pocket, quite frankly. Let's make a copy. Pull it over. It's supposed to be an inseam pocket, which means it's going to go right here. Okay, because that's way too high, so they would rotate. 1, 2, here, and then fold down. Is that what we're looking at? I haven't tried one of their pockets before. I'll probably have to look in the instructions and see how they want you to do it. But it seems like, because that won't work. That definitely is just way too high up there. So it seems like you probably will fold this in half. Huh. I'll look in the instructions and see what it says. Don't forget, you can always get your guide sheets. This was the front placket, tunic. different placket tunic. Guide sheet. Let's kind of scroll down. Pockets. Okay, that's a big pocket then. It's going to have to shrink. It's definitely a bagged pocket, an inseam pocket, so they do this. Okay, I'm trying to select an object. Okay, so what they do is to come down to here, rotate, and they put it right around in here, and then the bag drops. That's way too big. So let's SZ. I want to shrink it proportionally. 25%. See what happens with there. Look how far down it drops. What does that picture look like? You know what I'm gonna do? I didn't ask for pan. Okay, quit. I want this guy out of my way. Although, I could use that as a guide. And let's put him back. And let's get the pocket again, and let's ungroup him. Because I'm going to use this, I think, as a guide. At least to start with. No, we're not. I'm going to move him out of the way. How far down do we want that pocket? About an inch before the hemline. So let's ungroup him. Okay, this line is 11,071. We're going to locate a point from here at 10. All right. We want our pocket to be probably about 8 inches. So let's locate another point. What do we say? 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll put it at 10. At 2 inches. Okay, here's our pocket area that is going to be this, from the stitched curve down to the stitched curve, and then we'll do a small opening inside it. So let's do an arc. Let's do it down to here and see what happens. Well, that would be good for a pocket opening, but it's not going to be good for what we will have in mind. So let's get rid of him. Try it from point to point. I kind of want him down further. I don't think that, because it straightens out right here. So let's try that again. Let's go from here. Actually, we'll try something. Let's put a line, a straight line from here to here. And then let's try an arc. I want to go maybe from here to here. Still not big enough, is it? How far is this going to go in, do I think? Let's see. I think it might go in about 6 inches. So let's go another line. At the top. It's going to go in. Oh, let's do this. Let's offset 6 inches. This line right here. Whoa, that's way too far, isn't it? Oh, heck yeah. It's hard to get dimensions. I could probably do better with a croquis. Let's try a 4. That might be better. Okay, let's try an arc from here. We want to get it over to right about here. See what happens if we go just slightly out. Oh, that's looking better. And maybe we can kind of eke it into a little bit different shape. Get a little bit of a straight line down there. I want to get in here. And let's move this point up to here. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Let's move this point. Move point here, here. Kind of eke him down there. Let's intersect this one here. Let's try moving this point a little bit. I tried to right click and it didn't work. Alright, now let's try intersecting this with this. Not bad. This with this. Some of this has to go. Where am I missing a point? It's not intersecting because the point isn't connected somewhere. That looks good right there. I know I'm making you dizzy, I'm sorry. I'm making myself dizzy too. Okay, we're coming up right there, it is. They're connected. So I'll have to break. Let's break. Here. You tap once here and then go up. See how it disappears your line? Okay, let's just kind of smooth this out right here. try to get it right on the line. All right. See if this will intersect. Yep. And he needs to intersect down here. All right, let's look at what we did. That doesn't look too awfully bad. And then if we went, what's the distance? Let's break it right here and see what that is. And we're going to break it right here. This is 8. We want a 4 or 5 inch pocket opening. If we did a 5 inch, that would be 3 left. That would be 1.5 inches down and 1.5 inches up. So let's go locate point from here, 1.5. And then we want this minus 1.5 inches, which is going to be 6.555. Okay, that'll give us an equal measure. MS measure from here to here will be 1.5 inches. Yep. That leaves us a 5 inch opening and another 1.5 inches. That's good. Now let's do an arc. We can do just a gentle arc from here to here. Let's see what it looks like. It's a little bit more pronounced than that. Now comes the fun part. Making the pocket. I think I'm going to come back later and do that and just add that part in. I'm getting tired. So we'll talk to y'all in a bit when I come back tomorrow and do that. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. Alright, I'm back with this tunic for my niece. I kind of fiddled around with it after I signed off, and I came up with some arcs that I thought would work. So what I'm going to do, this is my arcs that I'm going to use for the pocket design. And what I'm going to do is just to copy those arcs, and I'm going to copy this side seam here. I can copy this stitching line here as well. So let's go ahead and make a copy of that. I'm leaving this right here so I can see where I need to stitch on the tunic. Okay, now let's do some intersecting. I want this to intersect with this. I want this also to intersect here and up here. Let's see if we need to intersect this to this. Yeah. And let's go back into it and see if we can intersect it. It's not wanting to intersect. ZS. Okay, fine. We'll zoom the window. Let's escape key. Okay. Intersect this line with this line. There we go. And this line needs to come up here. This line needs to go down here. And I missed a line, didn't I? I missed this whole segment right here. Copy one, drag him over straight. Now he should. I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. I intersected that line, that's why he wasn't at the bottom. So now we need to make another copy. Line him up there, zoom selected, and then I'm going to intersect this with this and this with this. Also this here, and I don't need any of this. Alright, one more intersect. Now let's do a break from here all the way up to break is to begin here, and it goes, oops, wrong, let's back out, break, object to be broken. It's to start here and go all the way up to here. That way, see how I did that? I took out that whole line. Instead of double tapping to break it at one point, you can break it like that and remove the whole line. So now we need to offset. We need to change our line style. Okay, this is a cutting line here. This is a stitching line. This is a stitching line, as is this one. And that one is a stitching line, but it's already dashed. So I'm going to change this to my dashed stitching line. Alright, now we can get out of here. Now we'll make sure I've got solid line because we're going to do our offsets. 0.625 for 5/8 of an inch. And down here. Now if you notice, I already have this right here. So all I need to do is this guy in here. Okay, now we need to draw a line. We need to intersect this to this, and this. Messed it up, didn't I? Intersect this one to this one, and back up to here, and this guy over to here, and we need to intersect. Let's do this guy first. Intersect him to there, and up to here, and then we'll get these. So there's our pocket. I'm going to go ahead and intersect here because it looks kind of wonky to me otherwise. And I'll do it up here too. Alright, let's put some text in. And this is going to be our top pocket. Cut 2 of fabric. Where am I here? Cut 2 of lining, because you are going to have to line this pocket. You're going to have to turn it inside, sew it, and then turn it inside out to apply it. Okay, and let's group it. Zoom. I want to get in. Zoom window, escape, zoom window. I want to get into right here. And then we're just going to show you how that's going to fit precisely on there. I could do a line and make a couple of notches, but I'm not going to. So let's zoom out a little bit. We don't need this pocket. It's not very good for us, although we could have used the curvature in it if we wanted to. It would have been okay, but I just wanted to design one. So I'm going to pull him over here. This guy needs to be grouped. This guy, he's already grouped. This guy probably needs to have a little bit of work done on him, like some intersections. Y'all speed through this. You've seen me do this before. It's not a big deal. Just go through and intersect everything. right click when you can. If it shortens up on right clicking, then you can always lengthen it back out, I just found. I want to do a line from here to here. And I want to do a line, no, I want to do an intersection from here to here. Some of the times I will do lines, some of the times I will do intersections. As I mentioned before, it does reduce a lot of bulk when you do the lines at an angle. Okay, that guy's ready. Let's go ahead and group him. I'm going to look online and see if I can find some pretty gauze. She wants gauze, not line, intersection. This is going to be weird. Right here. Yep. I need to zoom in right here. Let's try that again. No. It's not working. I'm going to have to do a line. Okay, line. And it'll do the same thing over here, I know. Zoom previous, see where else I need to go. It doesn't matter if you right click or not, it's going to match up. I just learned the right click trick, so I've been applying it. Okay, now we're going to group him, and then we don't have that much else to do to where this pattern will be ready. I will need to make some tabs for the sleeve and for that back, from where it goes from the pocket opening in the front through to and attaches to the back. So I'm going to have to make some welts for that, but I think I can just cut those out. Just do some measuring, marking, and cutting. I think we can do it that way. Now remember, I made this collar a little bit wider in the back. Try to watch out the corner of your eye for your instruction to change up here. That's what happens when I don't get my intersections to work. You can catch it out of the corner of your eye. Let's go ahead and get this guy since he's here. And down to here, and here, over to here. He doesn't want to go. There. That's better. Let's go ahead and group these now that we've got a break. Control G. Control G. Now remember, we're not going to use that other pocket, so these we need. Let's zoom, let's scoot over and then zoom out a little bit. This piece and this piece, this is the one we shrunk of this about so many percent. I think it was like 25%. We don't need. This piece we need. We could probably rotate this guy for printing purposes this way. This guy could probably be rotated too, right here, just for printing purposes. You can snuggle him in here. Try to line your stuff up before you go to print. It's just easier. I've found if you have everything kind of lined up, let's zoom the selected and make sure I don't have any overlap. If you get in here and really tighten these in before you go to your Control P for print, you're going to have a lot less wasted paper. Let's move him up. Actually, you know what we need to do? Let's move him over for just a smidge, and let's ungroup him. And then I want to place, let's measure how far it is from here to here, 7 inches. So I'm going to place a grain line. And let's do a 5-inch vertical. I did. Vertical place. Let's kind of grab him and move him up a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to group him back. Control G. Let's scoot him up here. This guy can come down here. And this guy can come, actually, he can almost rest there. Zoom selected. We just need to scoot him down a tad. And you could actually place these lines right on each other prior to cut. Prior to print, rather. Zoom previous, because it'll print out so you can cut one cut right here. From here to here, you have one cut. And that'll separate both of these instead of having to cut this edge, then cut that edge. Okay, so we've got that. And I think what I want to do is move my sleeve over here. And I think I might want to flip him. Let him nestle in a little bit somewhere. Still going to go high, isn't it? Well, it won't matter then. We'll just pull him that way. And then I'll flip him again to where he's the right way. That'll be okay. Don't really have that much extra right here. And I've got all of these right here. Let's see if I can move this guy over. Maybe he could fit over here better. That looks okay too. So I'm going to see how much, pretending like I have a plotter that prints a 30-inch wide. That's 47. So I would have, if it printed a 30-inch wide, I would probably have to move all of these right here to another spot and have just this much. That's still 34. It's still too big. I would have to do some scunching, because I am going to buy a plotter. I've already decided that. Now here's another thing that we could do. Let's rotate this guy sideways, which I kind of like to do sometimes, and pull him over here. Just do it down, and then this guy can come over here again and nestle right there. Or even better, we could put him over here and flip him this way so that he could get even a little bit closer right here. And we still have the sleeve. Let's measure that. I want to measure from here to here. 32. I could probably work with that. I could probably scoot these down a little bit even further. This guy could probably be rotated. Let's rotate him like that. Pull him down to here. It just needs a little bit of eking. Okay, zoom previous. This guy would come over to here, and we would probably rotate him this way. And then we would pull this guy in. This guy might actually need to be rotated a little bit differently. Let's try that. So long as we have the grain lines marked, it really won't matter. And let's pull him in here. think I want to take and flip him this way. Yeah, that's even better. This guy can come down some. He needs to go over. Let's leave him right there. Zoom previous. Okay, so this guy could actually scoot over here a little bit, and that would give us a little bit more room for him. Now let's measure. I want you out of the way, actually. I'm going to measure from this point, a little bit out of it, to a little bit out of that far point, right there. 30 inches, right at 30 inches. So if I had a plotter, this is how I would arrange everything in order for it to print out on one continuous piece of paper, which will save so much room and so much time and effort from me having to tape up individual pieces of paper together on the wall. So this is the tunic. Thanks you all for watching. Thanks you all. How's about that for my lazy tongue today? You can tell I'm a gnocchi. Anyway, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I enjoy all comments. Try to answer them. I don't have enough subscribers yet to not answer everybody's comments. So if you comment, I'm going to reply. If you even subscribe, I'm going to send you a little thank you note thanking you for subscribing to my channel. So you all just let me know what you want to see. I'll try to do as much as I can. If you have a special project or a special technique you want to see viewed, I have a lot of projects working. So you all have a great night, and thanks for watching.